about the presidential election. Do you believe it was fair? Do you think Biden is the presidential elect? The media says he is, but I'll be honest with you, I don't think he is. Everybody knows that I'm for Donald Trump, and this is not about Donald Trump. This is about fairness. I did some research today, and I seen that this year, 153 million people voted. I ran some statistics, which I got off the net, and I made a little spreadsheet to where I could look at, and I'll share the actual spreadsheet in a little bit so you can see how it is. But I have a question for you, and somebody please answer me this. In 1984, Reagan won. Reagan won with 54.5 million votes versus the other guy that had 37.5 million votes. So Reagan won by almost 17 million votes. And when I looked at the map, the whole map was red, except for one state, Minnesota. So Reagan had every state, which is California, Illinois, New York, Republican, the whole map except for Minnesota. That's how badass he was. He was badass. But he won by almost 17 million votes. But his high amount of people that voted for him was 54.4 million. Okay? Now in 2004, this is the first Bush. He won and had 62 million votes versus 59 million. That's a 3 million vote difference. And then in 2008, this is the first year that Obama won. Obama had 69.5 million votes versus almost 60 million. So he won by almost 95 million votes. 9.5 million votes, which is quite a few. And then in his next term, he wasn't so popular in the next term. So Obama in 2012, he had 65.9. So he had 66 million votes versus 61 million. So he won by a lousy right at 5 million votes. So he came down in popular because Obama wasn't doing a lot, in my opinion. So in 2016, when Trump came, Trump had 65.9 million votes versus Hillary at 60. Sorry. Let me change that. In 2016, Hillary Clinton had 65.9 million votes, and Trump had 62.9, so 63 million votes. So theoretically, Hillary had 2.8 million votes more than Trump. But Trump won because of the Electoral College. But still, she had 65.8, and she was a hell of a lot more popular than Biden. Now, in 2020, so far, Biden has 80 million, almost 80, a little over 80 million votes versus Trump's 74 million. So he's beating Trump by 6 million votes. Now, mind you, that's 160 million people voted. This is the highest voting rate ever in the history of the United States. 160 million. Now, they say that there's 239 million registered voters and 160 million votes were cast, which is a real high percentage. But what strikes me a little bit odd is that Biden has never been a really good choice in anything. Now, when Obama won in 2008, Biden was the vice president. But ever since that Obama, all during the 8 years of Obama, Biden really didn't do anything. He wasn't liked by too many people because he didn't do anything. So in 2016, when Hillary won, Hillary was, uh, she had a lot more people vote than her. Plus, she had a lot more money back than her with all the stuff that was going on with her. She had 65.9 million votes. 15 million more votes than Hillary did. 15 million. Not 1.5 million, because I can understand that. But 15 million voters like Biden better than Hillary. And 6 million more than Donald Trump. And Donald Trump was everywhere and did a lot of stuff. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, he didn't do much." He did do a lot of stuff. You'll find out starting once the new year starts and Biden gets sworn in. His very first day on the job, he's going to reverse the tax cuts that Trump did. And he says, "I'm not going to raise taxes on anybody until you're over $400,000. I watched a video today. I should have kept that link. This guy here was pretty awesome in explaining how Biden's going to change the rules. So Biden says, "I'm not going to raise any taxes for anybody under 400,000. Sorry. Sound like Joe Biden don't win them numbers now. So he wants to tax anybody that's over 400,000. But he's going to, so he says, "I'm not going to touch the middle. I'm not going to touch the middle." But he's going to reverse the tax cuts that Trump did. Did you hear what? Let me repeat that. But he's going to reverse the tax cuts that Trump did. So that means that he's going to reverse the tax cuts that Trump did on the middle class, which means it's going to roll them back. So he will be raising the taxes on the middle class. And of course, over 400,000. But he's cutting it on the middle class. You guys didn't study. You guys voted for a man who's going to tear you up. So the only thing that's got me mad is not that Trump's going to lose. Because at this point, I think I want to be fair, and I want to say no. I believe in my candidate because of all the fraud that went on. And you can say all you want that there wasn't fraud, but there's people that came forward with affidavits, and Pennsylvania has stopped the count, and they're going to fix it because they produced enough evidence today. If you didn't watch that, you should watch the video clips. That Pennsylvania, they put a lot, they raised enough evidence that Pennsylvania is going to do something. I don't know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to do something about the count. So, but the only thing that I want is I want fairness. And I want, first of all, the software Dominion that they used is from a different country, and they interviewed guys that work on that software. So that software was designed to manipulate it the way you want it. They used it for Venezuela to keep that one guy in power. There's a video out on that. You can Google it and you can find it. So basically, believe what you believe. But I just can't believe that Joe Biden got 6.1 million more votes than Donald Trump. And all the people in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and a bunch of the other states where they're real close, they have a lot of complaints of fraud. So, fix the fraud. But anyway, I just wanted to bring this to your attention because when I started looking at the facts, it doesn't add up. There's no way that Biden should have 80 million voters when Hillary Clinton only had 65 million. I know he ain't better than her, although she's a, But, so that's my opinion. I want everybody to know how I looked it up fairly. So this is my opinion. There's no way that Joe Biden should have that many votes. My opinion. But anyway, have a nice evening. Bye.